Hey, what's up, geeks and freaks? Welcome back to my channel. And as you can tell by the title, today we are going to talk about all the jobs that I've ever worked. Now I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw people were talking about, like, it was a trend where they were talking about all the jobs they work, and I was like, how about I just make a video on all the jobs that I've worked. I'm not even kidding you guys, I literally had to type out all the jobs I worked. That's how many jobs I had. Well, it's not that many, it's like 7, but that may be a lot to some people. Now the first job I ever worked was Dollar Tree. First of all, let's talk about the pay for that job. The pay for that job was insane. $7.25 is diabolical. But that was my first ever job because I had just started college, and I was like, okay, since I'm going to college, I need to get a job, right? I was just like, let me just try Dollar Tree. So I got hired at Dollar Tree. I didn't really like it because, first of all, the store was hot as hell. I'm talking like it was no AC in that stores. And for those that don't know me, I literally hate being hot. And then the manager, she was kind of like bitchy. She was one of those managers that would like try to embarrass you in front of customers. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Those type of managers that like walk up to the register and be like, you're not doing this right. Like, she was one of those. I just didn't like her ass. A lot of the workers that were like older women, and when I say older, I mean like late 40s, early 50s, or probably even older than that. It was one day I had requested off and I told her that I needed a day off because I had to work on an essay, and she literally told me no. What do you mean no? If I fail this class because of you, I swear on everything, she was going to regret that. You know, I didn't even end up going, but the next day I came in, she's like, why you didn't come to work? I said, well, I told you I had an essay, and I even asked you, can I request this day off weeks prior, and she just had like a freaking attitude. And another thing, not to mention, our breaks was only 10 minutes long. We couldn't even like buy our snacks and then clock out and go. We had to clock out, buy our snacks or food or whatever, then go to our break. I'm like, so that's included in our 10 minutes? I stayed longer than 10 minutes. I didn't care, but it was always one cashier. Y'all know how the dollar stores be. It's always just one cashier. We ended up having to have some more when the lines got long, but I never understood why we just had one cashier, knowing the lines was going to get long eventually. So yeah, I think that was influenced my Dollar Tree experience. I hated it. I didn't stay long. I think I was there at most for about, I don't remember how long I was there, but it wasn't long. I didn't even put a 2 weeks notice in. I just said, hey, so I'm not coming back. And she was just like, okay, thanks for letting me know. But I rate that job probably a 3 out of 10. Yeah, a 3 out of 10. I didn't like that job. So the next job I had was working at KFC. Now this was the first and last job that I ever worked for is fast food. When I tell you I would never work in a fast food restaurant again, I mean that. Because first of all, I didn't even think people ate KFC, and I'm just being completely honest, because every time I pass KFC, it don't really be nobody there. But when I started working there, it's like we got lines. Like the bitch was like going around like that, and I'm like, KFC wasn't that bad. My cousin actually put me on to KFC after I had left Dollar Tree. The pay wasn't that bad during that time, but it was very long ass hours, like 2 to 11 is crazy work. But I didn't like it. My feet was hurting. I ain't gonna lie, I was fucking them people orders up, because it really wasn't my fault that I was fucking up. It was because they would literally sit up there and order something and then turn around and be like, oh, never mind, scratch that. I want to get this instead. And mind you, we had already punched it into the register, so I'm like, I have to keep calling the manager because you keep changing stuff, or they'll come up to the window and be like, I know I ordered like a large Pepsi, but can I get 2? I'm like, man, we've already, oh my, it was so aggravating. I can't do fast food ever again. The manager there, that man literally just kept hitting on me. I'm like, bro, I don't want you. And he had a whole girlfriend, by the way, and from what I heard, they like, nobody liked her because she was a bitch to everybody. But once again, I wasn't there long either. I think at most I probably stayed there for like 3 months. Most of my jobs basically just consist of men hitting on me. But if I had to rate KFC, I would probably give it a 5.5 out of 10. But one thing I can say, I did like getting free foods. For those that don't know it or never worked at a fast food restaurant, if you work there, you can eat the food for free. So I did like that. That was dope. So after KFC, I ended up working at Simply 10. So those that don't know, Simply 10 is basically just a clothing store, but it's like more of like people store. It wasn't bad. It got bad towards the end because like when I first got hired there, they said the manager was such a big bitch, but when I got hired there, she wasn't there because she had to take care of like some home stuff. But then she came back and certain people left, and like the whole environment just changed. But before the manager came back, it was actually pretty chill. A random hood rat tried to fight me literally for no reason. I'm not even kidding, guys. Like, she literally tried to fight me for no reason. I actually kind of miss working there because it was like tons of cute clothes, like a lot of cute clothes that I had got from there. And also the store was literally on the ghetto side of like the city that I go to all the time, so that was a downside too. They played a lot of early R&B 2000 songs, which I loved. So I get that job probably maybe like probably get simply saying like a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't that bad. So the next job I had was Big Lots, and I know y'all probably like, goddamn girl, how many jobs have you had? I'm sorry, I'm one of the people. If I don't like the job, I'm leaving. Simple as that. And by the way, all these jobs paid garbage, so I left anyway. But the next job after Simply 10 was Big Lots. Now when I tell you this store, I probably endured the most racism in this store, and it wasn't the workers, it was more so the customers, because they were like older people. I experienced a lot of racism at that job. When I tell you, when I be working cashier, it would literally be a person and they would literally just like throw their stuff on the counter. I done had receipts snatched out of my hand. They would just put change and just throw it on the counter. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm about to literally snap. And I try to be nice. One time we had a customer that called the phone and she was literally mad about an order or something that she had, and she was like, and I was the person that was on the phone with her, and I said, okay, she had an issue, and I was like, okay, let me go get the manager. So I got the manager, but my other coworker picked up the phone and she heard the lady say little black. And I'm like, I am just appalled. I'm like, I know she not talking to me. That can't be me she talking about. Then when my coworker picked up the phone, she was like, oh, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to say. I'm like, hang up, bye, next. But yeah, that job, it wasn't a bad job. It was just the customers. They was like hella racist. So I gave that job like a, if it wasn't for the racism, I probably would have gave it a 7 out of 10. But since it was a lot of racism, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. So. Oh my gosh, I literally skipped a job. I literally also worked at Dollar General. Okay, so I also worked at Dollar General. I don't remember what time frame. I think it was after, no, it was after KFC. After KFC, I worked at Dollar General. Dollar General wasn't that bad, but the manager, she was so fake. She would literally smile in your face and then talk shit about you like the next second. The men that came in the store always hit on me, always asking for my number, and I'm like, sir, leave me alone. I'm just trying to do my job. One of the girls became a key holder, and she literally just thought she was just the boss to everybody, and she wasn't. That job had me going to like different locations, because like if somebody at another Dollar General, if they were short on somebody, they can pull somebody from another Dollar General to work there. So that was okay. Hey guys, editing Jada here. I know, jump scare, I look a mess, but that's beside the point. But anyway, one thing I forgot to mention in this story is that we had an older lady named Miss P that used to work at Dollar General with us, and she was loved by so many people, like the workers and the customers. May God rest her soul, she did pass, but the manager hated Miss P because I don't know what her problem was, but she literally had Miss P doing things around the store that was literally impossible. Like she told her that she had to get this amount of work done before the store closed. And mind you, she was an older woman. She was like in her late 60s, I want to say. But that manager was she was so fake. One night she texted my phone and was like, why do you talk to Miss P more than you talk to me? And I'm like, well, I know Miss P way longer than I known you, so that's why I go to her. And she was like, well, you don't have to go to her, you talk to me. And I'm like, wait a minute. Mind you, it was midnight when she texted me this. So yeah, nobody liked that manager, and she's no longer the manager of that store when I go in there, and I never seen her again. So just forgot to add that in there. But other than that, Dollar General really wasn't that bad. I give it like a 6.5 out of 10. So that's all I really got to say on Dollar General. Okay, so after Big Lots, the next job I had was Plato's Closet, which I'm pretty sure everybody know what Plato's Closet is. Plato's Closet is another clothing store, which I actually really liked working there. The music, pop music, love it. It was more these people, which was fine, loved it. I don't think I really had any complaints about that job for real. Like I said, the vibes was there, even though I was like kind of quiet and standoffish a little bit, only because that's just me. Hey y'all, so one thing I forgot to mention with this job, when I was working at the job, we love to talk about conspiracy theories. And the only thing that kind of pissed me off with this job, it was like this one conspiracy that I believed in that everybody else didn't really believe in. They kind of like poked fun at me about it, and it became like a running joke, which I got annoyed with. But other than that, that was like the only thing. But yeah, it was just like that little dumb conspiracy. Yeah, that job was actually pretty nice. Once again, hella cute clothes, hella cute things. A lot of my stuff actually came from there for as like accessory wise. The pay for that job was also garbage as well. But other than that, I give Plato's Closet like an 8 out of 10. So now the next job I had was I worked at an embroidery shop. For those of you that don't know what an embroidery shop is, it's basically like a job where you like sew clothes and sew things together, sew logos on clothes, things on clothes like that. That was probably my first job where I don't have a lot of human interaction, meaning like with customers. It wasn't like a job where you just interact with customers all day, every day. Like people just come in and out. It wasn't a bad job, but the lady, she was just a little odd. When I got ready to leave that job, I guess she had made like a little smart remark, and I called her and I kind of low-key cussed her out. It's don't like that. Just like don't be saying stuff when I'm not there. But other than that, that job was actually, it was okay. It was nice to not have to worry about customers all the time. That job, I would give it like a 6 out of 10. I gained the new experience, so now I know how to sew things on clothes, only using the machine. So it really wasn't much to say on that job either. But alright, so the last one on the list is Target. Okay, so Target was pretty dope. My first year when I first got hired there, it was actually pretty fun, even though I was literally fucking exhausted, because anybody that work at Target knows like different departments, and the department that I worked in is called fulfillment. If y'all don't know what fulfillment is, it's basically like you go around the store, pick stuff off the floor that the customers order. And the only thing I don't really like about fulfillment is because we are being timed. And not only we're being timed, they want us to not INF nothing. If y'all don't know what INF mean like say we don't have it, like they want you to actually look for. So they want us to make the carts on time, but also not INF nothing. That's literally impossible. I don't understand why they made us do that, but the job is very tiring, okay? It's very tiring, and a lot of us are small. If you get a bulky item is like heavier thing, a refrigerator, or like big rolls of tissues or things like that, just really heavy stuff. And I can't pick that up. So if I'm calling somebody on a walkie-talkie to come get it, I'm gonna INF it. I'm not gonna pick that up. Your neck end up hurting, your back hurting, your feet hurting because you're walking the whole shift. They act like it's a crime when you want to use the bathroom. If they see you that you're not in a car for even just 1 second, they already calling you on a walkie-talkie. I'm like, bro, y'all need to chill the fuck out. We just need a little woosah, a break. And not on top of that, about the time, we still have customers stopping us and asking us questions on top of that. So it's just too much going on. But the only reason why I slick like fulfillment, because it makes the day go by faster. So if you do one car can literally take you a whole hour to do. So that's already 1 hour gone. So that's probably like the only good thing about the department that I was working in, fulfillment. Once certain people left, that 1 year that certain people left, everything just went downhill, because now they got all these new people in the office. Everybody wants to be a boss. So now every little thing we do is a problem. Literally, like go to the bathroom, they don't want us pushing our brakes back. If we do this, it's a problem. If we do that, it's a problem. It was just, everything was just us. So Target just got my nerve. And another thing, I'm always getting hit on that Target. And there's a lot of creeps that work there too, because every time I turn around, I'm hearing like a new story about somebody. I'm not even kidding. Every time I go to work, I'm hearing something about somebody that works there. Actually, multiple people that work there, but it's just, I don't know. So yeah, overall, Target not that bad. It was more fun like the first year that I worked there. If I had to rate Target overall, I would probably give it like a 6-7 out of 10. 6-7 ish, I don't know. But if I had the opportunity to work in a different department, I most definitely would, because fulfillment is not a joke, especially if you got like a shitty team lead on top of that too. So yeah, that's pretty much all the jobs that I've worked. If you're like me, you're one of the people that like kind of job hop. It's just, I don't know. But one thing I can say, I will not stay at a job that is draining my mental health. I don't care what nobody say. My mental health come first. If I feel drained, I will leave that job. Simple as that. All the jobs Target do pay the best. Hands down, pay the best. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for that video. I just thought I'd do like this little quick fun video, like me rating all the jobs that I had. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what else y'all want to see from me. Let me know down in the comments, or you can DM me or whatever. I'll leave my socials down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. Adios.